2 days project. Car show season is upon us. And like I do every year and all the time, I wait until the last minute. This has got an exhaust leak. At first I thought it was coming from the exhaust manifold gasket, but I had it up on the hoist. And it appears it's coming from the donut where the cat bolts to the manifold. Now this vehicle is 31 years old, and I've got some rusted nuts and bolts. They're too close to the tunnel for me to get a torch on it. You come to help, or are you just coming to get a beer? So I've always wanted something. I've been looking at it for 3 years, and I finally pulled the trigger and bought it. Now, when I first showed my neighbor the kit, he thought I had a fancy dancy box for a dildo. I had to prove him wrong. I told him, this is better than a dildo. It's a hot rod. So this baby generates heat through coils. And I'm hoping that he's going to heat the nuts, the rusted nuts up, and I can get them off without breaking any of the studs. So let's get this baby up in the air and get to it. Okay, the first step, I want to get some of the rust off of these studs. I'm not going to be able to get all of it off, but with a little wire wheel here. That'll help. That'll help if it was to ball up on there. See if I can even get this in here. I'm going to take the whole unit down all in one unit, so I don't have to mess with that clamp. These are the studs that are going to give me the problem. And those ones up there on that side, because they're tucked in. Okay, let's give this a try. Instructions say do it in 2-second bursts, but I say bullshit. Let's get this hot. You're not supposed to touch the metal. With the element, because it'll burn through the insulation. But you can see just after a few seconds how fast that's warming up. So the stud is warming up before the nut. The nut's now starting to glow orange a little bit. Let's see if I can get this off of here now. Yeah, it moved. I'm going to go back and forth on it just a little bit. Oh, it's still pretty tight. I think this thing needs to warm up a little bit more. Boy, this is going to be problems. I can see it all already. Maybe I didn't get it hot enough. You know, they have another adapter that goes on here that doesn't have as many coils, so maybe the stud won't heat up before the nut. We'll get that knot nice and red. Okay, let's try it now. There it goes. Okay, now that I got it broke loose, I can get some of my favorite nut buster in here. And no, I'm not talking about KY. Let that wick up inside of here. What a sweet, sweet smell that is. Okay, the whole stud is turning, but the nut has loosened up from it. So I'm going to walk this back and forth a few times. Like I said, that rust on the stud is gubbering up inside of into the threads there, because as you can see, there's not much left on that stud. I do like this better than a torch. Come on. Yeah, that rust is really causing problems. Well, now that I got it rotated over, I can get the wire wheel on this thing and get the rust off the side of the stud I didn't have access to before. It just takes patience. And tools. Yeah, there's pretty much no threads left on that stud, except where the nut is. Okay, get it heated up again. I can see a separation between the nut and the stud now that I didn't see before. I think this one's going to do it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Come on, get on there. And there we go. It's out. It's going to come right off now. Now I've got what? 2, 4, 6, 7 more to go. Hey, that other flange nut came off the same way. The beauty about this one is a rubber isolator up there. If I would have had to use a torch to do this, it would have heated it up. Probably started to melt the isolator. I'm going to have to get a bigger coil on this one, I think, because I don't want this nut touching the insulation. Yeah, after I get this nut heated up, putting a bigger coil on it. Oh yeah. Okay, I didn't buy the top of the line one of these. I bought a mid-range one. It cost me just over $300. But you put it in proportion, you go to get a hotel room in a halfway decent town. They're more than $300. So very happy with this so far. Okay, I grabbed a larger coil. Don't be afraid to bend these. This should take longer to heat up, but it ain't gonna wear out my whatever you call these thingy jigs. I'd rather have it take longer to warm up. Yeah, the field is larger on this one. It's heating up slower. I just saw the nut turn blue. I bet you I could use this to heat treat stuff. Yeah, I need one of these right in between the sizes I have. This is taking a while. Starting to see red now. Okay, I'm seeing separation between the nut and the stud. Let's see if that'll be enough to do this. Oh yeah. Once again, with a little nut buster. Okay, I am down to 4 nuts, and I can drop this entire cat system. Well, actually, the left-hand cat is part of the exhaust manifold. The only way to get that out is to drop the engine, and I am not going there. Okay, I sound different right now because the battery went dead on my microphone. So basically, I'm going to do the same thing for the nuts on the flanges bolting to the cat. So that's where we're at, and you don't have to hear me ramble on as long as I did when I thought the mic was working. Okay, got it off. It was a piece of cake. I had to do my ratchet setup like that to get onto it. So the universals always don't have to go onto the end. I'm going to have to take the mufflers off, and there's only 3 of these hangers to take off. I'll show you an easy way to get those off. It's a piece of cake. You don't have to fight it with a screwdriver and all that. They make a tool for it, but you don't need it. Okay, you're not going to believe how easy this is. Take a screwdriver. Mind you, this exhaust has not been off in 31 years. pull that apart. Get a little bit of your nut mustard jizz in there. I like to do it on both sides. You need it well lubed up. Most things. Okay. Now watch this. This side is on the rubber, this side is on the peg. Look at that. Right out. And you can just wiggle it out from there. Come on, baby. Move me a liar. Yeah. There we go. Oh. Okay. 2 more to go. Well, I didn't need to take that center hanger down because it allowed me to lift this up, I think, far enough to where I can slide this underneath it. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Let me get a screwdriver on this. Come on. Okay. Now, I've got the Higo on there, and there is no way to get at that connector from the top. I'm going to tell you right now, don't even try. But they left you enough room where if you lower it down enough, let me see if I can show you what's going on in here. Let's see, where's that connector? It's right up in here. If you lower it down enough, you should be able to get your finger on the connector. Higo disconnected. So, I'm in free fall right now. Thank God I bought that training jack. There's so many jokes on that one. Okay, let's lower this down. And I'm hoping that exhaust leak was that upper flange. I'm not, are these donuts? Yeah, they got donut. No. I don't know if that's a donut or parrot metal or what. Well, let me, you're looking at nothing. Okay, let me get this off of the jack and take a look at what I got going on. Well, Ford cheapened it out again. I was expecting a graphite seal in here. This is where I was getting the exhaust noise from. I see a little bit of a carbon leaking path. Because I had a small exhaust leak here. And what I think happened is over time, those studs thermocycled and stretched. And there was no way I could tighten that nut up because of the rust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a die up that, clean up those threads, get a new nut on there so I can reef down on that connector, and hopefully that's where the leak was. There's another possibility. Well, the cat is good and clean. I don't want to have any melting going on. There's another possibility that I have a leak underneath the shield somewhere. I'm half tempted to cut the shield off and take a look. And if I can't find something, re-weld it back on. Other than that, I'm not seeing any other leak paths. I cannot believe they don't have a freaking graphite donut gasket on this. That cat's in great shape too. Amazing. Today you can't get a cat to last that long. It's a way to suck money out of you. Okay, let me get to cleaning stuff up. Hey, what I'm doing is cleaning up all these threads with a die. This is an old sending unit socket that I've had since the 80s. I've already sprayed a little cutting fluid on this. I got it somewhere. Here, I'll spray a little more on it. I'm going to run this die up to clean all that rust off of these studs. I've got new nuts. That's farther enough. Don't need to go any farther than that. Yep, it came off the back of it. See if I can get it started again. There you go. So this is going to make it a lot easier putting this back together. So I'm going to go through and do this for every one of these. So this is where I'm at now. I have cleaned up all the flanges, the wire brush, especially up there. That's where I thought the leak was from. And I've cleaned them up here too. I decided to just put it back together without cutting the catalytic converter shield off. I put dielectric grease on this, and every one of the studs have nickel anti-seize. Well, the hardest part is getting that damn Hego wire in. You can't even see it up there. What a pain that was. That took longer than anything. So, new nuts on, nickel anti-seize. And what I do, oh shit, focus you. What I do is I'm going in and I torque it, and I wait about 5 minutes, and believe it or not, it'll give me another 1/8 of a turn. I'll do that a couple times, and then just button up the rest of the exhaust. Keeping my fingers crossed that this was what it was. Well, I'm all done. These you just flipped out, pop them right back in. You have to use a pair of channel locks on one of them, but they just pop right in easy. Look how clean this undercarriage is. It's amazing. Got it all together. And this nickel anti-seize, oh my God, it's everywhere. I bet you it's on my pecker, and I haven't even taken a piss. I don't know how that shit gets everywhere. I'm covered in it. And all I did was just put a little bit on these studs. So, I'm gonna let her down, start it up. Well, it's still there. Where the hell is this noise coming from? It's got to be the exhaust manifold. And the only way to get that off is to drop the engine. I'm not getting into that right now. I mean, I guess it could be the catalytic converter, but I've never seen one rot out before. Usually the shields come off of them when they rot out. I don't think it can be the exhaust manifold because the exhaust manifold is stainless. Oh, no, look. I got water dripping from the cat. It is the cat. The fact that I got water dripping out of there, huh. God, it sounds like the cat. Okay, let's pull it back down and pull this shield off. Okay, it literally took 10 minutes to get this out, if that. I suspect that it's leaking around this pinch seam somewhere. I'm not sure if they furnace braze that or what, but I am going to cut the shield off of this just because I don't want to take it out again. There might be a leak on here where they welded the shield in. Okay, let me get this thing flipped upside down and cut the welds on the other side. Found the bastard. Right there. They put this sound deadening packing in here and it held all the water. The cat's still good. Let me see if I got some stainless, and I might give a try welding a patch on this, because I know that ain't going to be cheaper than $500. Well, it's a mess. I found some plate still. I can see these online, but like I said, they're like $400 or $500. Car shows next weekend. I think I'm just going to try to jerry rig this. We'll see how it goes. Well, I was wrong. It's not stainless, which is good. The cat is in great shape. I'll get this crap out of here. The first thing I'm going to do is make a template out of this leftover heating duct material from when I built the house 30-some years ago. Once I get the template made, then I've got a little bit thicker sheet, and then I'll try to bend it the best I can. I'm sure I'm going to have to use heat for that. Let's go. Well, I'm kind of eyeballing the bend in this. So once I get the template, it's kind of flat on the top. So I'm putting a bend on the edges. And then once I get that done, I need a little more bend on that. Adjust these rollers a little bit. I got to bring that down. I need both hands. So I'm going to be using the roller here to start forming that. I think that's going to be too thick for the real metal I'm going to use. But like I said, this is just for the template. Well, dummy me was doing it wrong. Here's an adjustment right here. Got to run it through the top. I'm going to use this thing twice. So learning curve, folks, learning curve. Got it close. This is going to be tough. This thing to come in right in here. So this angle needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, the template's made. I'll add some material right here. I don't want to make a new template. And I'll add a little dab there. But so far, I think it's going to work out. It's going to be tough bending that. Okay, let's make some sparks, huh? Let's get to forming. Well, believe it or not, I formed most of this with roller. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start tacking it into position and then finish welding it and then pound it into position that way. Okay, let's give this a try. Yeah, blowing through. Got to make a slight adjustment, huh? Got to fix where I blew through. I just want to blow through again. I'm running too hot. Back everything down. Let's go to 5 and 50. See if that's the magic number. Whew, that is not pretty. I think I need to bring the feet up a little bit. I'll take it 5 and 60. Oh, I'm blowing through. Oh, this ain't no good. Drop it down to 4 and 50. Doesn't help that I'm welding rust, huh? Uh-oh. I gotta bring the feed back up. I got something wrong with the ground. I'm thinking. This is not liking whatever I'm doing. Well, I figured out what was wrong with my welds. I had surface rust on that wire, and it was buggering it up going into the welding lead or whatever you call it. Well, I just ran the wire through it. I'm going to go ahead and get a die grinder or a grinder and clean up those welds and redo it. Now that I got that thing fixed, keep my fingers crossed, you know. Okay, got it welding a little better, but I ground down the crap because I needed to make room for the shield to go on. So the insulation had crumbled apart. I have some that I'm going to put in here, and then that insulation is still good. So I'm going to start buttoning this back up. Okay, this shit show is over. I got the last shield welded on. It helped getting that rusted wire out of there and getting a better ground. Okay, moment of truth. I'm sure I got it this time though. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, baby. Sounds the same on both sides of the car. Get it in the air. Hey, guess what? Now I can hear it on this side. You gotta be freaking kidding me. I can live with this until we find a cat. Oh, that cat. Oh, I don't even get involved in that one because I got to take the manifold down for that one. But you know, I might be able to. Oh, sorry about that. I might be able to cut this out, patch it in the car, or better yet, I don't know if you could hear any of that, but I was saying I might be able to cut that cat shield back and patch this one in the car. Oh, look at that. The noise went away. Isn't it amazing when you tighten shit up? Oh, yeah. Okay. I hear a little bit of leak right here. A little bit of water bubbling out of the hole. It's quiet back here. You know what time it is? This was a long day. A long day. I'm going to start off slow. I had a friend bring me this from Georgia. I think it's going to be this.